Sunday service at Ebenezer African Methodist Episcopal Church outside Washington normally draws nearly 5,000 members. The power of numbers and faith especially important after the tragedy in Charleston.
The faith that you see in Charleston, South Carolina, and Emmanuel AME Church is the same faith and thread that runs within our church.
That in the midst of that tragedy, I also see triumph.
Co-pastor Granger Browning Jr. personally knew some of the victims in the Charleston shootings. The killings also hit home for many in his congregation.
Initially, they were rattled. I think initially there was some concern about the safety within the church.
Safety is not taken lightly at Ebenezer. It's obvious from the 7 county police officers on staff and other trained personnel, some who have worked before in federal security agencies.
The safety of the congregation is important as well as his spirituality.
Ebenezer AME Church already has a security plan in place, but for those places of worship that don't, they've been reaching out to firms that deal specifically in security at faith-based organizations.
We've been bombarded. I mean, it has been nonstop for at least 2 days.
Chuck Chadwick started the National Organization for Church Security and Safety Management. He advises clients how to protect themselves with weapons and surveillance techniques. He recommends an approach of aggressive friendliness when someone is unfamiliar.
Yeah. I haven't seen you here before. My name is Chuck, and I'm glad you're here. And try to strike up a conversation, and most of the time it's nothing.
Chadwick says security is something churches absolutely need to consider, especially now. This survey was done by Carl Chin, a church security expert who keeps an extensive database of violent incidents at faith-based organizations in the United States. It shows deaths have jumped from 22 in 1999 to 74 in 2014. The growing presence of the Islamic State and other terrorist groups adds to the global threat to churches and mosques.
Unfortunately, a lot of times it takes an incident to spur people on to saying, yeah, this does happen, and it can happen here.
But just as violence against faith has been intertwined throughout history, so too has the ability to overcome it.
Something is going to come out of this that has to be good.
Frances Coe, CCTV, Fort Washington, Maryland.